Let's get it. Let's get it on. Pop
Yeah.
folk, what it is,
And
though.
you came straight out the gate with the pause, huh? Just came out just straight out the gate with the pause. Couldn't even wait to. Man, that's crazy. came, came out the gate with the gay. That's
we
crazy.
we activated.
That
What's
is
happening,
crazy.
bro?
What's happening, man? You fella?
It's good to see you, bro. Everything's good on this end, man. I can't complain. Pop folk, just understand that every day is a gift, so just cherish it as that, please.
Right,
That's
let's
the
go ahead.
message.
Let's go ahead and clock in real. First off, shout out to Trippy who just shouted us out on their new
Trippy.
episode of their podcast. Go check them out, Trippy. Yeah, go get them a listen. Yeah, go get them a follow, stream, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes. What's the name of their podcast?
Trippy.
It's just Trippy.
TRIP
B-E-E.
BE.
It's double E.
Yeah, double E, cause Trip B.
Could you put it on a banner? No.
I'll put a link to it.
Yeah. We need to support the
I'll
homies.
put
They
a link
support
to it.
us.
Yeah, their third episode came out today, so go ahead and get them. We're gonna go ahead and clock in. And what's up,
Let's
Cuddy?
get it.
We're gonna clock in and get to things because I got a couple questions. What's your boy Sid Da Vinci?
Catch your boy Jay Honey.
And this is the Jason Podcast. What's happening? Hey, quick fast. You ever farted in a bed with a woman and tried to hold it like you didn't know that you like what you had did?
Under the covers, yeah. It's happened before.
So what happened when you do that? Do you claim up to that fart? Is you claiming that?
Yeah, because we're kind of the only ones there at the moment. And, obviously, if she really didn't do it,
What does she sleep though?
then if she sleep, maybe a little bit different. I could blame it on the fact that she was sleeping and she was just farting. And, like, I wake her up and be like, hey, what did you just do? Why did you just fart just now?
Okay, see, so you doing extra shit.
I'm waking people out of their sleep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not waking you.
Or I'll get up out of the bed too. I could do that too.
I'm not gonna wake you out of your sleep to place blame on you. I'm just gonna, if you don't wake up, I'm gonna act like it never happened. I'm just gonna act like it never happened.
I feel you, bro.
That wasn't any other topic that we were talking about today.
Right.
That was a conversation I was having literally before I walked in the studio.
Facts.
So I wanted to figure out how that was going because I'm not
right.
I'm not going. I'm telling you now. If you fought,
are you gonna claim it or not? Is that
if I fought and she sleep and she don't know I fought, and I'm not claiming nothing.
Are you gonna claim your fart? Is that the question?
No, I'm going back to sleep. I'm not claiming nothing.
Or in other words, that is the question.
Look, if we is in bed and you sleep and I fought and you don't wake up, I'm not claiming nothing.
Yo, bro, you remember that episode? This is real random though. You remember this episode on Saved by the Bell when Lisa Turtle was like, "Are we art or is art art?" You remember that?
I don't, but it sounds like some shit Lisa Turtle would say. It sounds like some shit she would say. It sounds like some shit she would say.
Oh man!
All right, so let's go ahead and get to. We got a couple of topics today. Let's go ahead and move on to this. Boom! Right off the what is snitching episode? Tekashi 6ix9ine get his ass beat up in the bathroom in the gym.
Jesus!
I'm
trying to get something over here though.
I feel like if there's a religious entity or whatever, it's Ramadan starting tonight. So I feel like maybe Allah heard me last week talking about but
putting in work.
Talking about, but ain't nothing happened to 6ix9ine and he is snitched. Well, look, less than a week later, got fucked up by his trainer.
Look what happens to 6ix9ine.
There you go. All right, but really, to now that we got the fun of it out the way.
Go ahead.
I was actually really surprised by this. I was really surprised because, first and foremost, it took so long for anybody that, where was his security? That was one thing.
That was the first question that popped into my head, actually.
Where was his security?
Because, well, go ahead. You go, then I'll go.
The first thing I
Sorry.
said was, where was his security? Two, I know that this happened in Miami. He's also previously been thrown out of the Mexico-Puerto Rico game this week.
For the World Classic, right?
For the World Baseball Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Which we'll talk about later in the show. Congratulations, Japan. But it was definitely one of those situations where, okay, we knew he was in Miami. He was drunk. He was intoxicated.
Yeah.
He was out in public spaces. I thought if anybody was going to get him, they was going to get him there.
Right.
But
because he was within the crowd. He was within the masses. You're right.
But apparently somebody caught him in, it was a trainer, if I'm not mistaken, at LA Fitness.
Question a person for taking a stand.
Oh, what is happening?
No. Go ahead.
Oh, it was LA. It was the trainer at LA Fitness. And apparently he just got out from doing like 8 years. So like, you got out and you beat 6ix9ine's ass. And this is a big man. I don't know if you saw the nigga who was whooping on 6ix9ine, but it was a big nigga, okay? And then there was another nigga in there helping kick on him and all. Look, all I'm saying is this. To the nigga who just got out from doing 8 years and decided to whoop his ass at his job on camera, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Because if you go back to jail right now, guess what happens? Tekashi's still in these streets. He gonna come right back to that gym, and he gonna work out again, and you gonna be in jail, and he's still gonna be a snake. He's still gonna be a rat at this gym.
That's a fact.
What did you accomplish? What did you accomplish? I'm not saying he was wrong or right. I'm saying that there are different ways to deal with different issues. Right. Do you felt you dealt with this one correctly? If you can answer to yourself yes in the mirror every day without hesitation, then you did the right thing. It don't matter what I say. Like the reality, we say this shit all the time. As long as I can look myself in the mirror and live with my decisions, as long as you can do that, you've made the right decision.
Right.
If you can truly look at yourself in the mirror every day and say that you tried your best and this is what happened to your child, then okay. If you can say that you tried your best and this is what happened to you, okay. Dwayne says it was staged. I highly doubt that a nigga who just got out from serving 8 years and had just got a job at that gym takes the opportunity of staging, beating up 6ix9ine, and then putting it on the internet while you're on probation. I highly doubt that. But I mean, the internet is full of conspiracy theories about everything. So
I mean, it is possible.
I'm not saying it's not.
I can side with who mentioned that? Was it Wayne?
Dwayne, yeah.
Dwayne? Sorry about that. Dwayne. Yeah, I could kind of side with Dwayne on that. There's a few reasons as to why I can side with him as well. But I understand where you're coming from.
I just think if it was going to be somebody, it wouldn't have been somebody who just got out from doing 8 years and who just got a job working in that gym. Like that's just too. You're playing with that nigga's livelihood in too many ways. But that's just me.
Bro. I don't know. You could you just never know. There are a lot of hoaxes that a lot of people basically eat for reality. Juicy Smouye. Back in 2012, I think Justin Bieber, he had posted like a picture where he was bald, and a lot of people assumed that he had cancer, and a lot of people were like cutting their hair to kind of like show tribute, and like they was spreading hashtags and all that kind of stuff. So staging is something of the media that a lot of people don't realize, and it does happen, I think.
No, they did not cut their hair off.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you,
because they thought Justin Bieber
had cancer.
Look, did Justin Bieber say he had cancer?
No,
or did they just assume that Justin Bieber had cancer?
Check this out. A photoshopped image of Entertainment Tonight's Twitter feed began making rounds on the internet in the fall of 2012. And it says here, the image showed apparent confirmation that Justin Bieber had been diagnosed with cancer, along with the hashtag bald for Bieber, right? Then the hashtag appeared with the image of fans who had shaved their heads in support of Justin Bieber. And the truth was that Justin Bieber just didn't have any cancer. So that's basically the story. So a lot of things have always happened through social media, and a lot of hoaxes have happened, I think, you know. But
why? I don't get it.
People swallow these things. Them? I'm telling you, bro.
Who told them to just assume Justin Bieber had cancer?
Ain't that shit crazy? And people just ate it up.
I'm done. I'm done with white people.
They ate it up and they started showing support.
It was white people. It wasn't no niggas in the middle of the hood.
I'm sure.
Oh my god.
I'm sure they were niggas. They was just Oreos. That's it.
Yeah, it wasn't nobody from where we from. Talking about Justin Bieber, I gotta go shave my head. Nah, it wasn't. But anyway, we weren't shaving our head in solidarity for that. We love Bieber, but niggas wasn't shaving their head.
But Piggy, just to piggyback on what Dwayne said, I kind of feel him in a sense about it could have been staged. I mean, he's saying it's staged. I'm saying that there's a possibility that it could have been staged. Why? Isn't 6ix9ine under the Witness Protection Program, Pop Folk and Sincere?
I'm not sure. I'm not.
All right. So then, if that's not the case, then he's walking around with security constantly, and
I know he does usually have.
And then all of a sudden he was by himself with a bubble coat and booty shorts on at a gym.
Keep in mind, he was also by himself at the WBC game.
I don't think he was by himself. A lot of people think that 6ix9ine is by himself. And the thing is, these people don't crowd the camera. They don't crowd the center of the camera. But I believe there's always people around 6ix9ine. So I find it so hard to believe that 6ix9ine, being the total snitch of the century, was just by himself in like this LA Fitness, like just minding his own business and acting like nobody's trying to get at him, when anybody who can get the chance to get at him, bro, they're going to try him. So I don't know, like that instantly popped in my head. Like, wait a second, he wasn't with security and then they were beating him up. I don't know. I got WWE vibes from that, bro.
I don't know. I watched that stomp to the ribs. That shit looked.
I mean, we've seen that in WWE too.
I mean, yeah, you can tell when. I don't know.
No. But what I'm saying is there's just a possibility that it could have been staged. But based on the facts that you mentioned about the guy who actually attacked him being out of jail and being under parole and all that stuff, obviously it's going to, put those things into question. But
yeah, I don't think you play with your freedom like that.
I'm just saying we just have to sometimes look at both sides of the coin. And I can see why people feel like it's staged. So I can see that, Dwayne.
I mean, niggas say the moon landing was staged. Like anything that happens is gonna be niggas out there that say,
of course, bro.
So like, but like anything that happens, I am prepared for niggas to say that's not real.
And what I'm saying is there's always a reason why to think it's not real. So for
sometimes it's real. I mean, sometimes it's a good reason. Like this one, I understand people going, this could be staged. Right. I get it. Because of who he is, because of it, I get it. But sometimes it's like,
I understand what you mean. I understand where you're coming from. And it happened with Juicy Smouye. It happened with him. A lot of people believed him. A lot of people didn't. And the people that didn't believe him basically were made out to be the correct people, the right people.
I remember when it happened.
Correctly.
When it happened, the first thing niggas said was, "This don't sound right."
Yeah, I think you
Niggas-
kind of ate up that story when it first came out.
When it came out, I was upset because I
Right.
said as far as the coverage of a black man getting his ass whooped wasn't getting the coverage of, you know what I mean, white man getting his ass whooped somewhere would have gotten the coverage of.
I see what you
Especially since he was a celebrity.
mean. Right.
Like, he got his ass whooped in his hometown, and it was supposed to be cameras. Because remember, the original story was there were cameras of white men with noose, like they had a noose around his neck. Like,
Right.
before we had any information, we just had the story.
Correct.
So I'm going off the these are what y'all have given us. The facts y'all have given us is Justice Smollett got his ass whooped walking to a Subways in his town, in his city,
Right.
in his neighborhood.
The story was very black
By
and
two
white.
white people who tied a noose around his fucking neck.
You heard that, bro?
What?
That story was very black and white at first.
Yes.
Literally, all puns intended. Black and white.
So when I heard that, and the first thing that came along was nobody, like the coverage for it was nowhere at first. Nowhere at first, except the black community. That was my thing. My thing wasn't so much, damn, we need to go get justice for Jesse because there's cameras everywhere. We're going to find these niggas. It was more so, if this was the other way around, and this was a little white woman,
it would be a news story.
It would be it'd be front page everywhere.
Everywhere,
nigga.
right. Newspapers,
everywhere, nigga.
CNN, everything, yeah.
But even in that,
Fox, you know,
even in hearing that story,
yeah,
I still was like,
you doubted something about
something's off. Something was off. Something was
Okay.
off. Because the first thing I said to myself was, in the middle of all that shit, I know this sounds crazy. Who just walks around with a noose?
Right.
Like, it would have either
just
had
casually,
to be
right?
Like, it would have had to be a targeted attack that they were following this nigga,
right?
And they planned on like doing something with this nigga with the noose. But if that was so symbolic to them, most criminals take pictures. I watch a lot of fucking. They keep trophies and shit. I watch a lot of fucking serial killer movies and shows. You know how my brain. I love ID Network. Like
you do.
So
yeah.
I'm watching these shits. I'm like, the whole noose would have been symbolic.
Right.
Why put it around his neck and not have a picture of it? Why not have a trophy from it? There would have been a reason you did it. Right. No one casually carries these things around.
Right.
But maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
And then as it starts to unfold,
you were like, oh shit.
Cuddy. If it was staged, they sold the hell out of that rib shop. Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. We're going to spend 20 minutes.
But wait. Before you move on, you have made a comment about the moon. So, you know, a lot of people who don't believe that the U.S. made it to the moon back in 1969 is because they never went back to the moon. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. That's one of the main reasons why people believe that. And a lot of people, especially the flat earthers, shout out to you guys, wherever you guys are at the moment. Supposedly, you can't even escape this atmosphere here because we live in a globe or something like that. But on to the next topic.
Lord of mercy. All right. Adam 22 and the No Jumper fallout.
Yo, I saw that, bro. Yo,
it's been messy.
That's a litty ass podcast over there.
It has been messy over there in the past couple of weeks.
Yo, did he spit on dude before he hit him?
Yo, bro, there's a lot going on over there. Yeah, there's a lot going on, from how he fired Lush on air to, like, okay, first off, I want to talk more about Adam 22 than I do the rest of the guys. I wish nothing but success to House Phone and AD and all them dudes over there. I got nothing but love for Sharp Sharp, please don't take this nowhere if you hear this. Because I know he got into it with the City Boys and them niggas yesterday.
Oh, God.
And called the NFL some sort of way. Sharp, I'm not. Look.
The City Boys. Oh, God.
It's different when you know who you work for. Sharp, you're a pimp. You're a pimp. That's all I'm gonna say. Adam 22 for a very long time, at least to me,
right,
has been able to profit from the same narrative that the Joe Budden show and everybody else has been saying, that
right.
he profits off black pain.
Right.
He profits off our culture without giving anything back. Right. He doesn't handle our culture with the care that it deserves. I don't know Adam 22 personally. I don't have anything personally against this man. I don't. I think that he created a platform that has become very successful. I also think that he outsourced. Again, he's from the skate punk, punk rock side of the world, which I have a lot of love for. I have a lot of homies. Shout out to my homie Jeff over there, and I got a lot of homies in that side of things.
Of course. In that world, in that culture, basically, it's a culture.
I understand. Again, I understand that culture, and I got love and respect for it. So I can understand when somebody from that culture comes to our side and wants to, show love and respect for it. But there are things that I wouldn't step in that culture and do, not being of it. You know what I mean? And I feel like once I would step there, I would reach to my homies who are from there to kind of give me the correct footing.
Right.
Which is what Adam did with House Phone and Sharp and AD and Rel and all the guys that are around him to help give him the footing and the reputation that he has in our culture. It came from them.
Right.
He was the figurehead because it was his network. It was his money. It was his idea. It was his foundation. But they were the ones that were bringing the guests through. They were the one that were introducing him to the culture. So, it looked a certain way. He definitely benefited off them. Now that they're leaving and going to do what they're going to do, I wish them nothing but success and nothing but prosperity.
Always.
I just feel bad for Adam 22 in a way because they had someone come up there and try to make him out to be a perv. They had somebody come up and they try to drag Adam's name through the mud needlessly when it is already enough to drag him through the mud for without making up shit.
Right.
The way he treats his friends, quote unquote friends, the way that he does business with certain people, like, again, I don't think Adam 22 is a bad guy. He just has the luxury of when he's done with this culture, he can turn it off and walk away and go back to the punk skate, white privilege culture that he comes from, never have to say a word from us and have gotten what he needs from us. And without us, he'll be fine. Without us, he'll be fine. I wanted to speak on this because I saw how it played out. And even in the last couple months, the writings have been on the wall where I'm watching episodes of the show where motherfuckers is on there fighting, like physically getting their fist fighting. And it wasn't before when it was like once in the blue. It was like, okay, now I'm watching every time I pull up No Jumper, it's somebody on there fucking fist fighting.
Right.
Whether you're talking about, Christian Rocks and Blueface, she pulling TVs off the fucking joint. She damn near and they want to fight niggas. I'm looking at how to throw water on this nigga when they talking about their relationship, when that whole situation where you did an interview with somebody you know was about to out your mans, and you could have cut the whole shit. Instead, you didn't, and then tried to play it around like there's a lot. It's a lot there.
Right.
And you tried to play the victim after all that when you could have just not even had, you could have just not even had nobody on there. But at the same time, I understand what Adam is saying, because if this is truly your man's and your man said, Joe, don't put her on and she about to spread some shit about me, you're supposed to know to not put her on the show. But at the same time, as my man's, when the cameras is off,
right,
I would expect you to keep it 100 with me and tell me, when I ask you, is there anything to what she's saying? And you tell me, nah, it's all lies. I'm going with it's all lies. Now I talked to Shorty. It's not edited correctly. And now you mad because what she's speaking is somewhat truth, and it ruins your life in that moment. It sucks because you're a terrible friend for even doing this. But friendship is two ways. If you'd have kept it a bean with me and told me that what she was saying had any validity to it, she'd have never made it on this fucking stage.
Right.
But again, I'm sad to see this fall out, but I wish everybody nothing but the best.
Oh, of course. I feel like there's certain, not even podcasts, it's just certain content where it almost needs controversy to survive, in a sense. And I don't know if that's the same case, for Adam 22, in his show and the No Jumper fallout. Or the No Jumper show. But, it's, you practically hit the nail on the head, bro, with everything. It's just one of those unfortunate things, but what can you do?
Yep. All right. Japan won the World Baseball Classic last night.
Sheesh.
In what was a classic. It could not have been written any better if it were a movie script.
Craziness. Bottom of the ninth.
5-year teammates, America and Japan, one of the face of MLB, and Mike Trout, against his teammate, the new face of MLB foreigners, and Shohei Ohtani, and both angels. Both teammates. Japan up 3-2. Mike Trout at bat, trying to make something happen. We get down to full count, 1 pitch left.
Crazy.
Johan throws an 87-mile-an-hour curve. Catches. It's a slider, actually. Sorry. 87-mile-an-hour slider. Catches
Crazy.
Mike with the swing. Japan wins 3 of the last 5 World Baseball Classics.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about just a great game. A great game for the sport. So shout out to Japan. And next off, this has been probably the most fun I've had watching baseball.
I didn't know you were watching the World Baseball Classic. You never texted me. No, you didn't. You never texted me. No,
I did not text.
No, but you never texted me.
I did not text
me of any highlights.
I didn't text you.
Big happening.
I did not text you.
I did not text you. I was not in the know that you were watching the
same way I didn't. The same way I don't always be texting you about basketball, but I'm watching.
Okay. Be watching. You be watching.
I do be watching, and especially because you can almost guarantee when it's a niche situation like the World Baseball Classic.
Correct.
I'm gonna watch it.
Correct.
I'm gonna, because we only get this one every 3-4 years. So I'm gonna watch it.
Exactly.
I'm gonna watch it.
Shout out to my cousin Kevin. I don't know if he's watching us at the moment, but he was at a few games. He went to the
Nice.
PR. He went to the PRDR game.
Oh, he watched the injury happen. Oh, no.
Yeah, he went to the Mexico, Puerto Rico game as well. And which other game he went to? I think he went to the Japan and Mexico game as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he went. Yeah, he went to the Japan and Mexico game as well. Shout out to everybody out there in Florida. You already know.
Word.
For the fam. But with that being said, there's something I'd like to note about this Japanese team.
Yes.
They actually went undefeated. So currently, they are the second team to go undefeated in a classic behind Dominican Republic in 2013. Yes,
that's how you know. That's how you know I'm watching. I couldn't just pull those stats out my ass.
You really watching it, huh? Man, and I can't say enough about Shohei. He's just a complete. He's a complete.
But he's been amazing since he got in.
He's a complete phenomenon. And you know what's crazy about this guy is the fact that
go with the bat too.
That he'll hit you with the bat, he'll pitch you with the ball, and he'll do them both effectively. And his availability, bro, is insane.
Yeah,
the dude is a tank. The dude is like 6'4", 200 plus pounds, whatever it is.
And
he's a monster,
solid.
bro.
He's built very solid. Yes,
bro.
Yes.
I don't think we may see another player like that in our lifetime. But
you know who he reminds me of?
Who?
You know who he reminds me of? With the ability. He reminds me of Hideki Matsui with the ability to pitch.
Okay.
Think about how big Hideki was as far as like his stature. He wasn't a super tall man, but Hideki was broad. That man had shoulders, and he was very strong.
He was, but it's still day to night with Shohei.
He was never hurt.
Yeah, but it's still day to night with Shohei.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying, like, we don't have a lot of people to compare him to.
There are people that were trying to compare him to Babe Ruth, but you can't do that.
No.
There's no way you can compare Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth basically stopped pitching, I think, at the age of 24. And he just dedicated his life, to batting, once he got traded to the Yankees. So it's like you can't even put Babe Ruth in that same universe.
No.
As what Shohei is doing at the moment. I mean, it's just unbelievable to me. Like the fact that he's doing it effectively, and he's also available. He's not an injury hound. He doesn't get injured. He's constantly a finalist for the Cy Young, awards, and he'd be batting for average. Like, what is going on? Like, I was explaining this to my mom yesterday because she didn't understand the gravity of the kind of player Ohtani is. So I had to literally like break down everything to her. And she was like, "Oh my God." She was like, "Why can't our Dominicans do that? ¿Por qué ellos no hacen eso?" She's like, we could do it too. Nosotros lo podemos hacer también. I'm like, Ma, I don't know. You can't compare none of our players, basically, to Ohtani, because he's just a beast.
Nah, he different.
All around beast.
He different.
Like, bro, you can even put him in the outfield if you want to, and he'll be productive out there,
That's the thing, he will be.
Maybe as a shortstop, it'll be a little bit challenging for him because that's a very challenging position, and third base as well. But, bro, the guy has it. He has the it factor. He is a phenom. And much props, to Japan. They're clearly a hierarchy in baseball worldwide. They've learned to play the game, and they've progressed, and they've evolved. So much props to the Japanese team.
Yes. Well, we've actually run through our show, and we've done it well and efficiently this evening. Look
okay.
Look at us.
Quote unquote, efficiently.
No, so we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here and maybe spend a couple minutes doing some, we're gonna do some extra us time.
And they didn't leave any comments? Like
no comments, none of that this evening. Okay. That's I'm like, hey, everybody's on some mellow shit this evening. Okay, cool. We can get up out of here.
That's what's up.
So we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. We appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yes.
Please go get some merch. subscribe, do all
like,
that good
share,
shit.
comment. Yes.
All that. We'll holler at y'all later
YouTube,
on.
Spotify,
Next week. We
Apple
out here.
Podcasts.
Same pod place. Same pod
pod
network,
time.
Same pod time. We
Yeah.
out here.